Let us not dawdle, for there are grudges to settle, and new entries in the Dammer's Cron to write.
Howdy, howdy. Sudevil here, and welcome to Game 1 of Shadow Online's Winter Tournament. We have here the right way to start this tournament. I'm going to play the Dowie. You only get to play one race once in this tournament, so I only get to play the Dowie once, so I'm starting off with the Dowie. Last time I didn't, and I wished I would have. Now we're going to start correctly and start off with the Dowie. So we are playing against the Wood Elves, so this is a sort of a classic matchup, and we've got a great map. So I'm going to kind of get things going, and I'm going to go over my army in a second. I will say that I am going to be fighting Ragnarok Total War and his Wood Elves, and he also plays legendary campaigns, has a lot of great campaigns. He plays the goodly races in general, and you know, he does a little bit of lore, he does sort of philosophy, and you know, go and check his channel out. It's awesome. And we've talked about doing a co-op campaign a few times, and we really need to get to that because he's a great guy, and I definitely enjoy his channel and want you to go over and subscribe to his channel and say hello from me. Anyways, so we'll get this going. So against the Wood Elves, really, I love this map because it is very, I know it's a very Wood Elf map because it's woods everywhere, but it's also a very dwarfy map because there's clearly a hill here, and I can actually set up all my troops so they're facing downhill so I can get that hill bonus. Plus, turns out there's sort of a lot of choke points. So this is a good place to choke things off, and I can use my artillery. And if you're going to come around, there's going to be great lines of sight sort of in these big open areas where my artillery can go to work. Anyways, I do have a Rune Lord, and he has for his abilities the Master Rune of Negation for 44% damage resistance. He has a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin for the 36 seconds of damage to whatever, but really the big thing I use it for is that 48% speed debuff, and he also has a Master Rune of Grungni for the 20% missile resistance. I was very worried about Way Watchers in this fight, so I did not put him on his Anvil of Doom for the extra 15% magic resistance. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't against the Wood Elves. I also have a Runesmith. So basically he also has the Rune of Wrath and Rune, and you can cast the Rune of Wrath and Rune and the Master Rune of Wrath and Rune for basically 100% debuff and something speed for 18 seconds. It's very powerful, and it will get used in this battle. I also have the Hammer of Karak Draws, which is really good, minus 44 melee attack for anything that's attacking me for 50 seconds. It is also a very good, so that is my leadership. So for the rest of my army, I have out front here one group of miners in Vanguard. I just wanted to see if I could line of sight catch anyone Vanguarded. I do not see the Sisters of the Thorn, but this is clearly, you can see all these yellow lines. This is in range of all of my rangers and all of my artillery, so if I saw something right away I could get to them right away, and but unfortunately we didn't. So I just have one group of miners just for that Vanguard, and I have 5 groups of Dwarf Warriors. They are my front line. They are just outside of the trees. Like if I were to go here, oh, it doesn't quite show it. It would basically, I'm just outside of the trees, so I don't get that debuff from being in the trees, or he won't get the buff by fighting in the trees. So I have 5 groups of Dwarf Warriors, and I have 4 groups of Longbeards. 1, 2, 3, 4, backing everything up. Now, I didn't bring any armor piercing in this army. I was thinking about what he was going to bring. I thought he was going to bring these 4 groups of Way Watchers. So that was my guess, and that's what I did. I also have 5 groups of just basic rangers. So they are hidden, but they do have shields, and they do counter skirmish against their the Wood Elves very, very well. And I also have 3 pieces of artillery. So I have a bolt thrower in the back, and this is just for big stuff. For dragons, for, I don't know, tall stuff, for Durthu, if you brought Durthu. It's really my only truly armor-piercing piece of equipment. And I've also got the Grudge Thrower, which is my long range. I want to pull him to me. I want him to come to me. So I want to really have a long range item. So I have that Grudge Thrower that can reach, I think it's almost to his, yeah, it's really close to where he is right now. And then I have the creme de la creme of Dowie artillery, the flame cannon. And flame cannons are so good if you can make them work, and they are crushing against the Wood Elves. They're so awesome. But there's a lot of trees here, so this is no joke. So let's go take a look at his army. So for Ragnarok's army, he has a Spell Slinger of Beasts, and that Spellslinger has the Curse of Unrare, minus 24 melee attack, 24% speed reduction, and minus 60% accuracy for 39 seconds on a 40-meter radius. Holy crap, that's powerful. And he also has Wiston's Wild Form, only 4 winds of magic, plus 25% weapon damage, plus 30 armor, and he is on a, whatever that is, a Hawk, I guess. Good speed, 110, and can get around. He has a Glade Lord. He just has a basic Forest Dragon to be in his Goon Squad. And then that Forest Dragon has magic damage. See, this is why I wasn't, I didn't think he was going to bring dragons, but, you know, that's why I brought that Bull Thrower, just in case. But dragons do magic damage and poison, and they have armor piercing, cause fear and terror, and you can see they have, what, 20% physical resistance. This Glady has 20% physical resistance. And on this Glade Guard, they shoot, they have magic arrows, they do armor piercing, they do poison, and he has Arrow of Kurnos, causes armor piercing damage, 600 meters, which is crazy. He has Soporific Breath, magic missiles, and the fire whilst moving and causing fear and terror. So that's really his Goon Squad. Down here, he has the Sisters of the Thorn. Now, Sisters of the Thorn are a very, very good unit, and I wasn't sure if I'd be getting any of these, but I wasn't really worried about them because I have the counter. But Curse of Honor, the Sisters of the Thorn have one use of that, and Shield of Thorn, plus 22% physical resistance, plus 25% weapon damage, and they have 40% physical resistance. They can fire while moving. They're very good and very fast. Now, his main line is 4 units of Eternal Guard with shields, and he does have the Regiment of Renown, the Winterheart Guards. Now, they are unbreakable, and basically, obviously, he knows that I'm going to have Quarrelers and this kind of stuff, Thunders. He knows I'm going to have something, so he wants to bring something that can get up to my line safely. They all have silver shields, and they all have armor piercing, so that's his basic front line. And he also has over here 4 units of Dryads, 5 units of Dryad. Okay, now Dryads are actually, they do magic damage, but they have pretty good physical resistance, and they're immune to psychology. They cause fear. They're actually not a bad little unit, so he's going to try and bring that out. So I am going to press play and get this fight going. All right. So right away, I'm sort of looking around. Okay, what is this going to look like? Where is everybody? And I don't see this. I see his units up there. I want to just kind of get a lay of the land. And as soon as I see that he's going to start coming over here or there, I've already given the command. I'm going to go after the Spellslinger. So I'm just going to start shooting after the Spellslinger because the Spellslinger's coming after me, and I've got some shots going off with the Grudge Sword, and I'm basically taking all, these guys aren't seen yet, I'm taking all of my Rangers back. Just want to get them into position to get ready to fire. I'm pushing my Longbeards just a little bit out, just getting ready because I see the dragons. I think maybe they're going to come and dive. Now that Spellslinger wants to do something. So I've got the shots going, and the Spellslinger is going to get close. I'm still unseen. These are still unseen. So I just want that Spellslinger to get close, and as soon as she's close enough there, I give the command to go attack, and I'm shooting her with this. I'm going to get some shots here, but then I'm going to bring over my there you go. I've got Rune of Wrath and Ruin, and I'm going to get Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Now has 11 speed. She cannot get away. And he's going to take a ton of damage from my Quarrelers. And you can just see the damage is going to start pouring in. Only 30 armor and still no speed. Can't get away. I only got 11 speed and just pouring in the damage. Getting as much as I can. Now she's got 58 speed. It's going to start trying to get away. But with all that damage coming in, she is going to break. Now everything's coming over here. It's got a long ways to come, but I'm just still shooting my artillery. And I'm trying to get as many shots in as I can to make sure that I keep the pressure on. And my artillery gets a shot in, and there she goes. She's broken. And right here, this is very unfortunate for Ragnarok. She's right by the edge of the map, and she is just going to fly right out of the battle. So a very good catch there, and that is the power right there. That is the power of the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. It is more than just a damage spell. So I've also brought my miners back here. So they're still hidden. I just want to bring them back here. I haven't seen anything coming down here. I am going to see these guys, so I have switched my Grudge Thrower over to them. Just going to shoot some of those Dryads. I'm not terribly worried about these guys. I mean, I have the right units for them in the Dwarf Warriors. Unfortunately, they are drawing some fire, these Forest Dragons, but they are going to come in. They're going to try and get some breath attacks, and I'm going to try and get some shots in on these dragons as well. And basically, he's just starting to bring his troops, and he wants to get some breath attacks in on, I think, yeah, the Grudge Thrower, maybe the Rangers, and he's gonna pull back out. But now here's where I'm going to start seeing these guys, and this is where the real attacks can start, because I can just take my flame cannon. Oh, I've taken my flame cannon shot over here because he's already coming in. So he is now starting to engage, getting his units in, and he's coming down this little tunnel. And this is why I really wanted to play this map with the Dowie, because this doesn't maybe look like it, but this is really a bad choke point. So I've got out here, so I have miners out front just to slow them down. He's got his internal guard, and he's got his guys coming up here, but they're all fighting uphill. So I have a massive hill bonus everywhere, and in comes the flamethrower, the flame cannon. It is just going to start absolutely demolishing these things. But I've got a very nice advantage into the hill advantage, and he's going to bring the Sisters of Thorn here. I have put their Master Rune of Wrath in the room, but this is beautiful. He brings the Sisters of Thorn in and actually gets onto my bolt thrower. I'm going to immediately collapse with everything I have, and I've got all my guys shooting, but he's actually going to come around here very shortly and get in the back of me. But I want to get those Sisters of the Thorn, and I've got their Rune of Wrath and Rune on them, so they're only their speed 32, and we have broken them. And I'm going to send the rest of my troops. I'm just going to keep sending them after, and then I'm going to put the Hammer of Karak draws on them. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have done that, but I was worried that he was going to kill my bolt thrower, because there's still the two dragons. And meanwhile, the dragons are kind of in here doing their thing, but I am going to try and chase them down, and now I'll notice that I have got the Rune of Wrath and Rune on them, and they are broken, so I can then turn around, come back, and he has gotten into the cookie jar with the Dryads. He's got these guys over top, and they're just dragon breathing my Rangers. I do have my Longbeards here. I'm just going to try and push those Dryads off, and then I'm going to kind of come back here and reset myself. Meanwhile, my flame cannon is just going to work. I'm just look at the carnage over here. It is just going to work, and I still have my second line of defense with my Longbeards are just flying up here. Yeah, you can see these. Oh, these flame cannons are so devastating. They're just flying, and now he's landed with his dragons. So I'm going to pick one dragon. I've brought my Rune Lord. I've got the 44% damage resistance going, and I'm going to go after the Forest Dragon, I do believe, and try and put one of the slows on him, and get all of my units in to surround him so he can't get out. And I'm just going to get my units here to start shooting into this guy at some point. I'm going to give that command. I'm quite sure of it. And we're going to try and get our artillery on there. And my artillery piece is off. Where is it? It's come off. So bolt thrower, Rangers. Where is it? It went off anyways. There's my bolt thrower. So I'm going to find my bolt thrower and get back on there and turn around and start shooting out here. And I've got now the Rune of Wrath and Rune on this dragon, because I want to hold him there with my units so that he can't get away. And I've got my bolt thrower shooting at this Glade Lord because he's up in the air. And now all of my Rangers are shooting right in here. My front line is still holding very strong. There's nothing that's even pushed in really. I had that one little foray into here, but now I've got the Longbeards in, and we are just starting to really dig deep on that Forest Dragon, and he is now starting to rout. And basically we've been able to hold this side quite nicely with the Rangers and my leadership, and we still got some shots coming in. I want to get that Forest Dragon out. He is going very slow, and then I'm going to go after his Glade Lord, and then everything is going to break, and that is going to be pretty much the battle. He does have some units that are unbreakable, but we were able to really just hold strong here, and this was really hard. Like, fighting uphill is difficult. I mean, especially you already have a disadvantage in troop quality when it comes to this fight. Like, even if he had brought in not Azrai spears, they're war dancers, would have been difficult. But yeah, here's the last Winterheart Guard, and we're gonna flame cannon that Winterheart Guard to oblivion. Very nice finish to that fight, and really enjoyable. Thanks a lot, Ragnarok. That was great fun. And this is a super tough matchup for the Wood Elves, I think, because the Dowie match up so nicely, and they don't have any artillery, so you can actually bring a flame cannon. This flame cannon got 203 kills and 2 chevrons. This is crazy. It is so effective against the Wood Elves. And, you know, you know, the rest of my troops, like for the Dwarf Warriors, 541, 25, 35, 68, and they're all in mostly good health because they're fighting downhill, and my Longbeards, 564, 54, 26, very nice. And the Rangers, they were really shooting the big things, 7, 7, 0, 0, 10, and 1 for the Bolt Thrower, 20 for the Grudge Thrower, and then a 203 Flame Cannon. And the Rune Lord and Rune Smith were still pretty decent shape. Really, the big catch was that Spell Slinger. I'm sure he didn't realize I could double up those Runes of Wrath and Rune and stop them in the air. And I know he did not see these Rangers. I imagine he was thinking I have Rangers somewhere, but I don't know if he thought I'd have 5. And I'm sure that caught him off guard. And then as soon as that goes, I know when you're fighting these fights, as soon as something you were counting on to do good for you sort of goes the wrong way, it's really hard to catch up. And then all these guys funneled down the middle, and the dragon started getting in, and Sisters of the Thorn actually made a very nice foray in, but I was able to see it coming, and it was a really good fight. So very interesting army pick. I think a very good way to start the tournament with playing the Dawi, playing my beloved dwarfs, and from here on out it is non-dwarf factions. It is things that I just don't play, and we're gonna do our very, very best for the rest of the tournament, but no guarantees, folks. These are all amazing players, all amazing people. I had a chance to talk with a lot of them, and very fantastic. So anyways, I hope you found that fight interesting and are looking forward to game 2 in the tournament. Stay tuned and go visit Ragnarok's channel. Say hi from Sue, and I would definitely say go start watching his new Empire campaign. He's going to be doing a little bit of reading, and you know, it's a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of this and that, and he's got a great channel, and I know there's lots of people that love my channel and my campaign stuff that will love his channel as well. So definitely hope to see you over there in the comments section right beside me, because I comment in his comments as well. So with that said, I hope you found it interesting, and I will see you soon.